There's this belief that to make it in Nigeria today, you have to be this cow, exaggerated, extreme version of yourself. Considering the situation that happened, that was 2 weeks ago with Egigun and Aisha Spade. Egigun and Aisha Spade and Pella, a lot of people criticized them for being on cows, loud. These are the two people who are making it big in the social media space. Honestly, I was really curious. Is it that the system in Nigeria does not support smart, intelligent, disciplined people?
Personally, I think I think the system actually do shame the poets once, and I actually do think it's a foundational thing because it's something that comes up as a constant reminder over and over time. You understand? Back then when we were in school, the quiet kids are being told to speak more often. Then you get to see the disciplined ones being told that they're going.
This thing you just said right now. I remember back then in school, there's this girl, she's this warm, smart girl. And, people bullied her so much that, they criticized her, they mocked her until she had to loosen herself in order to adjust.
You got adopt now, that's lost.
I'm telling you, so she grew up with that mindset of you have to be this kind of person. That's what you're feeling. Exactly. Yes.
And of course, it doesn't just end in the school scenarios. We get to see cases like this in workplace. You understand? Because we assume confidence must be too loud, and on the other hand, we also assume strength must be something sort of aggressive. But it can pepper talk, they think you're weak, and if for any reason you're the type that don't like shouting, people think you lack confidence. Your nature, it's not part of your feature as a personality. And if for any reason you can't beat them,
enjoy them.
I would say until we start respecting quiet strength, would always see noise as a validation. And also, I actually do think the system actually do reward chaos. Yes, for obvious reasons, and that's because order would definitely expose incompetence and failure.
And loopholes.
So many loopholes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because chaos is a very good hiding place for disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what happens when you have disorder in a place?
The standard drops.
Exactly. But when you have disorder in a place, simply means there are no existing rules.
Okay.
And even when there are, it's so unclear. People do not understand it. So it makes it so easy for a lot of people to anyhow and get away with it. Nobody's being held accountable
for their actions. Yeah.
Okay. And I remember back then in school, I was going for my clearance, preparing for my NYX.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year did you serve again?
2021.
Oh.
No, 2021, 2021. So, when I was going for my clearance, I would enter the and come today, come tomorrow.
Oh, that normal thing. How do you know?
When you go to
sense,
it's the same thing. You go to ministry, it's the same thing. And nobody's asking questions, nobody's saying anything, nobody's being held accountable for their actions. So yes, I definitely think
the system rewards chaos.
System rewards chaos, not because it's effective, but because it's protective.
Okay. Or it's selective, yeah.
Exactly. Oh. So until you start demanding structure, transparency, order, chaos will continue to try.
Like a norm.
Yes, when in reality it's just incompetence going to the same.
Sure.
So at what point do you think survival replaced merit in Nigeria?
So I actually think survival replaced merit in Nigeria. The day Nigerians realized that doing things the right way would not always guarantee the right results. Okay. Now, if for any reason you get to look back and see the things that happen to graduates, you go through school 4 years, 5 years, you're out of school, but now you get to wait a couple of years to get a job and not even the desired job. You get to settle for whatever it is that comes your way.
They call you this is Nigeria.
Of course, that's.
This is someone who studied nothing. Selling weed and tell you this is Nigeria.
They would now advise you to get a skill.
Exactly.
To back up whatever it is.
Exactly.
And then if you look into the business sector, you get to see traders will just sit.
People who work hard for their money.
Yeah, sure. You get to see the ones who don't really know the root of the business, but now they get to cut corners to go faster in that sector. You understand? So it's something that when you take your time to look into this whole thing going on, you get to understand that doing things the right way would not always guarantee the right results. Yes. Are in a situation where even in the 9 to 5,
Yeah.
instead of asking how well can I do this job, people are asking how loud do I need to be in this room, in this space to be noticed, because that visibility is more valued than your efforts. Who makes the loudest noise is very seen as so on the RT, it's on the RT. Leaving the creative one at the other end of the business. Personally, I feel like survival didn't just replace merit because Nigerians are lazy or unserious in some sort of way, but I feel it's replaced merit because consistency with the system of paying the bills. Yes. So imagine you keep putting in work, doing things that same way.
It's not working.
Yeah, it's not working. Whereas some other people are
copying through corners, going through the shop call, is working for
so
square.
they would always, go ahead of you in those cases, And then if you look into the aspect of youth affairs, when it comes to the females, you would always hear things like good girl need a pay.
Exactly.
In society.
Exactly. Exactly.
Good girl need a pay.
You know the.
Yeah.
You know
And then when it comes to the guys, guy to the go school for now, guy bomb, keep bombing, W's in the fucking chat. W's in the fucking chat. Keep streaming, thanks for the likes, thanks for the really. So when you put one or two together, you get to understand that this survival mindset didn't just change how we act as a society, but it has changed the way we see things and the things we
respect as a society. I'm telling you. And these days, we not clap for people who made it, not necessarily how they made it. Even parents these days are now advising their kids to, be sharp, to be smart, no more be intelligent, no more be disciplined. Sharp.
No be good as well. You see your meat the drag part, you understand? No be your meat the commerce bring money come back house. Not asking how they got that money, But the major thing there is how much they are bringing in. Do you think these behaviors would still thrive if for any reason Nigeria works properly?
Yeah.
You think so?
Some of them would try, but when they want it, every society has the attention seekers, have the bow chasers, all the things.
In all classes.
Exactly. But it's a system that works. This personality trait wouldn't be a survival trait. So in a question in Nigeria, efforts and actions would definitely have consequences.
Possibly still get rewards.
Exactly. And there will be processes that that protects the people who does the right thing. So that an average Nigerian wouldn't necessarily have to be that dramatic or loud or chaotic or whatever to be seen. Exactly. Right now, being on clouds, being loud thrives because it works. But Nigeria works properly. It could be quiet and still progress. Yeah, it could be disciplined and still, disciplined and still be rewarded. So yes, if Nigeria worked properly, these leaders would definitely not thrive like that.
You carry from us, you fix the system and behavior would follow.
Thank you for tuning into this channel.
Yeah, thank you. Expect more, expect better. Yeah, my little.
Okay. See you.
Yeah. So,